Hello and welcome to another episode of Love Revolution. I'm your host, Mia Saenz, and in this segment with me sitting right next to me is Dr. Mary Pritchard. Now, this girl, you've met a lot of my friends. This is one of them too, but we started out as colleagues and have grown into friendship. So let me share a little bit about her. She, from my point of view, as you know that this is a very relaxed segment show. So she's a professor at a university. She's a body love expert. She's an amazing friend, and she also is a writer and director of the Me section for Bella Mia magazine. And why this is so important is, and why she was chosen for this with all her knowledge, is it's about self-love, body love, and sexual wellness. And so it really supports women in all areas. So before I pass it over to her, I'd like you to hit pause if you don't have all this ready. So that means relax, get your notepads, your colored pens, so that you can write stuff down, get your drink that you want to drink, no matter what it is, even wine. You can even have wine with us, it's okay. Or even the lavender lemonade recipe that I sent you all. Enjoy it and do your breathing. And then click unpause when you've got all your stuff, and I'm going to send you over to Mary. Okay, so Mary, they're all back now. Would you like to take us away? As I said to you, giggling a few minutes before we hit the camera, this is a very relaxed show and very, we tend to show people more of who we are doing this, in this relaxed style. So she's all yours.
Yay!
Yay!
So hopefully you are relaxed, because I'm actually going to lead you through an exercise today that's going to require you breathing a lot and closing your eyes. So yay. So I want to tell you why we're doing this. So Mia and I both believe in signs from the universe. And so in the past 2 days, I've had 2 women in my circles approach me saying just basically how much they hate their bodies. One of them the other day said, "You don't understand. I look in the mirror and all I see is fat. I pinch areas of fat on my body. I can't even fathom what it would be like to look in the mirror and like the woman that I see there, or be able to say I love you to her." And it just made me, and if that wasn't bad enough, right? And then I was about in tears at that point. And then the following day, one of my close friends finally confessed to me, and she said, "You know what? There's not a single body part I have that I like. I hate them all." And I was like, how is this possible? And so universal signs, I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about self-loathing today and how we can get back in touch with our bodies and really start to appreciate all that our bodies do for us. Because I do get it. Me and I have both been there. We've both been at that place where you look in the mirror, and if you even bother to really look at yourself, which most people don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
That you don't like what you see, but to take it to the depths of the loathing of these 2 women. I know I've been there, but I'm just far enough removed from it that I remember what it was like. I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to fix that. So what I want to do in our class today is take you through kind of a body appreciation exercise, if you will, to really start to get reacquainted with your body. And I think that because we're so visually oriented in our society, that the first thing that I would love to have everyone do is to close your eyes. And I just want you, I'm going to do it myself. I need this today too. Just take a few deep breaths. I think we're so visual in our society today that we oftentimes forget that we have other senses. So the first thing that I want to do with you today is just explore your senses. So as you're sitting here, I want you to first reach out and see if you can explore your sense of touch. So what do your clothes feel like where they touch your skin? What does your hair feel like where it touches your scalp, or if it's touching your neck or your face? If your arms are resting on your legs, what sensations does that bring up? Is it warm? Is it cold? If you have the AC on, can you feel the cool air touching your skin? So just sit for a moment and just, without judgment or criticism, just feel. Feel into what it's like to be in this body. Do you have areas of tension? Do you have areas of lightness? Just feel. And now I want you to go back and start to feel your breathing, just in and out. And feel your chest expanding with each inhale and going down with each exhale. See if you can get that breath down a little further, down into your belly. And then just let it out. And then just one more time. Big breath in. And just let it out. So I want you to notice any changes in how you feel about your body right now. And again, we're not judging, we're just noting. Maybe you're like, oh, my neck's kind of stiff. I didn't realize that before. Or maybe you're like, I'm kind of hot. Just noticing how you just feel in your body. So now I want to move on to the sense of hearing. We're also a pretty auditory species, but I think a lot of times we get habituated to the sounds in our environment because we're so used to them. So just listen. Just focus on your sense of hearing. Yes, you hear my voice. You may hear the sound of your own breathing. Maybe you hear cars outside your window. Maybe there's like a hum of the refrigerator or an AC. Maybe you hear a fan. Just kind of explore. What are the sounds that you hear right now in the room where you are? And then kind of push your hearing out. And what can you hear within the building itself where you are? And then go outside one more time. Are there any sounds that are outside of your building, wherever you are, that you can actually detect? Cars going by, birds chirping, dogs barking. When you feel like you've heard all that there is to hear, just bring it back once again and listen to the sound of your breathing. Now we're going to move on to your sense of smell. So if you have some of that lavender lemonade handy or your glass of wine, you might want to take a sniff of that. I've got some lemon water. I didn't put lavender in it, but I have lemon water. Just smell whatever is around your environment. Maybe it's your cup of tea or coffee. Maybe it's your perfume that you can smell. Maybe it's a smell of like cleaning chemicals, whatever. Wherever you are, what can you smell? And again, just wait and just try to detect however faint smells that you can sense lingering in the air. Okay. If you happen to have your tea or coffee or wine, I invite you to take a sip of it, and we're going to explore our sense of taste. So, what do you notice when whatever that is, food, drink, hits your tongue? So I'm having lemon water, so I notice a little tanginess. And then as you swallow it, are there any lingering taste that it leaves behind? If you really want to have fun, next time you're eating, especially something you really, really love, you can draw this exercise out and, you can look at the food object, you can smell it, you can kind of put it in your mouth and just hold it for a few seconds and feel the weight of it on your tongue. You can, what does it taste like? And then as you chew it, how does the flavor change? And then as you swallow it, what's left lingering on your tongue? For right now, I just want you to take a few more deep breaths. We got one more sense to go through. So when you are ready, I want you to open your eyes. Yay. So, you see the beautiful Mia in front of you. For just a minute, I want you to kind of look around the room, wherever you're sitting. What do you notice? And if you can, imagine that you're a child and or just a new experience. You've never been in here before. So again, we're not judging or criticizing. I just noticed that there's a piece of paint missing on my wall that I'd never noticed before. I'm not gonna get a paintbrush and fix it right now. It's like, we just get so used to things. So just kind of look around and maybe you see something that you just hadn't really seen before or seen in a while. Because we just get so used to things, So just kind of take a look around.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Selenite?
Yeah, so when you said that and I peeked over, I was like, wow, it hit me very powerfully.
Yeah.
Because you brought us into our senses.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to take, just kind of look around and just kind of get grounded again and take a few deep breaths. So you should feel nice and calm and grounded now. Yay. And I want you to start to think about your body and all of the things that it can do. You breathe. You don't have to think about it. Your heart beats. You cough when there's something stuck in your throat. Your body, and this is, if you take nothing else from this, take this. Your body is a miracle. You look in the mirror and you see flaws. But if you could just see yourself with the eyes of the divine, with the Creator, with another person who's never met you before, or even a good friend of yours, they see beauty. And I wish you could see your own beauty. And if you have to start with things that you can't see as things that you love about your body, do it. But what I really want everyone to do is to start a body gratitude list. Because I promise that the more you add to this list, the more you're actually going to change the way you see your bodies. It's rewiring your brain. So what are you grateful for? I am so grateful for my senses, that I can taste and I can smell and I can, see with my own eyes, the beautiful selenite that Mia had forgotten that she had there. With things we take for granted. I'm so grateful that my lungs are working. And despite the smoke, we have a lot of fires out here, so despite the smoke in the air, I can still breathe. I'm coughing some, yes, but that's my body doing its job of clearing out the crud that's in my lungs. So all the things that you don't even think about. Your cells regenerate all the time. Your body heals itself. So you look in a mirror and you're like, I hate that scar. It's better than having a gaping wound, right? I mean, show your body a little gratitude here.
Exactly.
So I challenge you, actually. I challenge you over the course of this series to come up with at least 50 things that you are grateful for. You don't have to do it all at once.
Yes, she wants you to do it all at once.
Yeah, right now. But just start your list. Just start noticing like you were a child. One of my favorite pictures, and I don't remember this, I was 2. One of my favorite pictures of myself when I was a kid, I was 2, and I was in my baby pool, and I was holding an ice cream cone, and it was melting all down my arm. And I was laughing, and I was playing in my baby pool. That was before I knew that I was chubby, right? Nobody had told me yet that you're not supposed to look like that, or, you're not supposed, you're supposed to have ice cream dripping down your, people... Forget all that. Go back to have that child sense of wonder of what can I find today? What can I discover about my body today that I have been unconscious of? You've got your hormones, your neurochemicals in your body that keep everything functioning, your reflexes, all these things that you don't even, your heart and your cells and your blood and your lungs and your heel. There's so much. Just Google, if you're like, I don't know, just Google miracle of a body or something and, just find things about yourself that you just are so grateful for. And I promise you, you can come up with 50 things. And if you really put your mind to it, you can probably come up with a lot more than that. So my challenge for you is to really start looking at your body, not with eyes of judgment and criticism, but with eyes of gratitude. And love. And love, yeah.
I love that you brought this up because gratitude is, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but gratitude is the way to connect to our body.
Yeah.
And it's changed my life from doing gratitude body work to, I have no idea why the phone's ringing. Sorry. See, this is a casual show. Come on in.
Oh,
but gratitude for your body, what Mary's saying, is so important for who we are, to connect to our human essence so that we can allow our self-love and our soul to do what it needs to do. Yeah. So I'm really glad that you took us through this because it is very important.
It's hugely important.
So there's more than 50 parts that we can be grateful for.
Exactly.
Like
there's
that
more than 50
commercial.
bones in your body you can be grateful for.
Exactly. Like that commercial years ago for 2,000 lever or something.
Yeah.
It was like, well, you have more than 2,000 or you have 2,000 body parts or more than whatever it was. So, yeah.
You can find 50 of them you're grateful for.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
And, one piece of wisdom, just, if you're like, what's the point? Okay, this is the point. And I'm an academic, so I'm going to do a little brain science geek research bit on you, but trust me, there's meaning. So people all the time, they underestimate the importance of gratitude and the importance of being grateful for your body and what you have. But here's what we know about the brain. And then I promise I'll shut up about science. So the way our brains are wired, they take in negative information, thoughts, feelings, actions, 5 times more powerful than positive ones. So for every time you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm so fat, or you pinch an area of fat, or you think something bad about yourself, To cancel it out, you would have to say, like, I love you, or you're beautiful, like 5 times in a row. Who has that kind of time, right? So if you could just make this gratitude list and surround yourself with positivity, I mean, Mia and I can both attest, it makes a huge, I mean, it'll change your life. It'll totally change your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that I love to remind people is we are listening to ourselves. And sometimes the only one that does listen to us. So make sure you're saying amazing things about yourself instead of the negative that Mary was saying. Like this poor woman who pinches her body parts that are fat. And you know what I wanted to say when you were saying that, Mary, was, why don't you just love them and give that, instead of pinching, do that, oh, I love you. Because we have to fall in love with ourselves. I mean, nobody teaches us this, really. We have to teach ourselves. And the place from not being confident to understanding and loving who we truly are, both internally and externally, is really powerful stuff. I mean, people don't realize that this is what makes or breaks presidents of the United States, world leaders, successful business people. I was going to say models, which is not true because a lot of models suffer from body image issues. But anyone that you look up to, you know they've been doing their self-discovery work. And it may not be like what Mary and I talk about, but it's close enough for them. You know, Mary and I need to teach them all. No.
You just call up President Obama. I mean,
Exactly. You're amazing. You look great, but come on, I'm going to work with you. So the success around people and how far they can go in their life is the success on what we give ourselves.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes, I don't even remember who said it, and this is awful. Well, when I was a kid, one of my favorite quotes, even back then I was a big affirmations geek. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. It may have been Walt Disney.
I think it was. Sort of familiar. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. And I had that on my bedroom wall as a child. And that's really what self-love is all about, because if you don't love yourself, you can't imagine anything other than what you have. You certainly can't achieve it because you can't dream it. And you've got to be able to see it before you can make it happen. So it all starts with imagine, which is you loving yourself and knowing that you can improve, you can be better, and you know, even you can achieve those things that you want to achieve.
I have a Walt Disney story, if I can share.
Yay!
When I was nursing in my early years, and when I went to school for that instead of to get my PhD in psychology. No, I'm kidding. So I was nursing in a hospice and loved the work I did. It was just really hard on my little tiny psyche. But one of the nurses who worked with me, and I wrote a piece on this last year, one of the nurses that worked with me told me this story, and it goes like this. Her grandmother was engaged, or secretly engaged, to a man that she loved. She was dating him. He was fantastic. His name was Walt. When it was time to bring him home to have her parents meet him and approve their, for him to ask to approve their wedding, her parents said no. He was a loser. He was not successful. He would never amount to anything. So it's so sad. So she did not marry Walt Disney. And he turned out to be who we now know.
Yeah.
Because she didn't listen to her heart. She listened to her parents. And so in anyone's early stages as they grow, we cannot judge, just as we would not judge ourselves. To find true love. I mean, these people were seriously in love. And it was dumb on her part to allow that to happen. But remember the restrictions 100 or 70 years ago that our families put on us. So always think again to utilize your own consciousness, your own thoughts, and respect those around you as much as you want to respect yourself. Because that's an amazing story that this woman was engaged, seeing and engaged, or, engaged to Walt Disney, and her parents said, no, you can't marry him. He's nobody. It was right, and then right after that, a year later, Steamboat Willie came out and started everything. So, they're like, oh, he's just a loser. So, to be one of the most happy people, providing happiness for people, to be one of the most recognizably successful individuals, to judge somebody like that falsely is totally amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, she never lived it down.
Yeah, of course not.
Those theme parks started popping up all over, all the movies.
Oh my gosh!
So, and that's
then
all.
Anybody compared to him, of course, their parents were like, "Oh, there's a loser."
I know.
Go back and get Walt.
And the crazy thing about that is, he was so in touch with himself that he understood his own magic. He understood his own creating. And so that's where we all want to be, is to be able to say, yeah, this mouse is going to change the world. And then people are like, what are you talking about? But he made it happen. He made these theme parks happen. Inside Disneyland, most people don't know that there's a secret club. I think it's the 33 club or something like that. Yeah, he has a private club. It's no longer has, but he started a private club, and amazing things just to gift people that he loved, and to share that. And now people wait 20 years to be able to get a membership to that club, inside Disneyland. So brilliance all around, just brilliance. And my mom did the same thing with Walt Disney and my brother at Disneyland. My brother was born in 58, and I think in 59 or 60, Walt wanted to take him on the merry-go-round, and my mom was concerned that his diapers were not, clean. And so she told him no, and they were videotaping all of this, for a show, and it's like, wow, why would you not let Walt Disney take you on a ride, your child on a ride? So it's get over our own shit, is what I guess.
Exactly. Get over yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops, that's right, we're on camera. Look, we're normal. We're just like you. Which is one aspect of who we are that I really want people to take away from this series and everything else is we understand, everyone understands who does this type of work. We understand who you are. You're not alone. Yeah. So that's the end of my segment on your show, Mary. So you have a free gift for us.
I do.
And this queen has a ton of free gifts. So
I do.
So besides signing up on her page for those free gifts, or maybe this is one of them, I'm not sure.
No, I'm giving like everything. So I call it my 7-piece gift bundle. It's the Goddess Path just to self-love and body love. And it's actually a lot more than 7 pieces, but it's easier than saying 19 pieces. I don't want to scare anybody off. But anyway, what you get 4 audios. And each of those audios has a series of worksheets that go with those audios. So these are courses that over the years, whenever I teach them, people are just like, oh my gosh, I love that course. So I'm giving you the best of my best because I love you. And it's about love. So yay, it's a love revolution. So the first audio is just Self-Love 101. It's your path to inner happiness. And then that has a series of worksheets that go with that. And I've got the second one, which is Falling in Love with Your Body. Yes, it's possible, where I talk more about body love. And then I've got one on the art of self-expression, because a lot of us that are healers and helpers have a very hard time saying no. And this is about how to set boundaries and to speak your truth. And then the last one is a client favorite, and it's called How to Be Your Own Prince Charming. And it's for all of you out there. It could be for men or women. It doesn't have to just be for women, but, Princess Charming, whatever. Put in the appropriate thing. But it's about how, we keep waiting for our prince to come in and save us, but in reality, we have to save ourselves. And if you want to attract someone that has these ideals, you need to have those ideals too. You need to be the person you want to attract. And so within those audios, like I said, there's a lot of handouts that go with that. Some of my client favorites, I've got a self-love pledge, a self-love vow and a love letter that I wrote to my body when I was kind of recovering and reclaiming my body image. So, and there's a lot more in there, but that's kind of it's more than 7 pieces, but I just call it 7 pieces.
I love it. 7 pieces plus.
7 pieces plus. A lot of bonuses.
That's right. That's awesome. That's wonderful. And this time has just flown right by. It's already like at 30 minutes. This is great. No, it's perfect. It's lovely. I love these when we can just be bubbly and expressive. It's beautiful. Thank you, Mary, for joining us.
Thank you, Mia, for having me. I loved being here and playing with you as always.
Me too. Would you like to send us off with one last thought?
I would.
Okay.
I would love for you, everyone, to go look at themselves in the mirror today and see your own beauty. One thing that you just love about who you are. And I want you to say it out loud to yourself to reinforce it. And if you want to conclude it with, I love you, and then say your name, bonus points.
It's awesome. And don't forget your 50 gratitude challenge.
Yes.
And that means, can we set a date on that so that people in a year don't go, oh, I got to finish. How about in the next 2 weeks?
I think that's great.
Okay.
In the next 2 weeks.
Wonderful. And if you want to write either me or Mary, I can always send stuff to her too. Just please feel free to write any of these wonderful people who have inspired you and ask them questions or get in touch with them on Facebook. And we actually are going to have a special page just for you guys where we can talk and we can share, because each of these brilliant women, I did invite a man, but I never heard back from him, which is so funny because I opened up to allow one man in and he never responded. He's been I interviewed him like a year ago, but so that means that you've got us beautiful babes here. So it was wonderful to have you on, Mary, as I said before. Thank you. I just love all your wisdom, and it blows me away each time how similar our work is, the little nuances that we have. But that also is confirmation probably for both of us, we're on the right path. So.
This stuff works.
It does work.
That's why we do it.
Exactly. And I sometimes want to say, everybody, and I do, just like you, just do it. Yeah. Love yourself. Just do it. So, just do it.
Like Nike.
Exactly. We're the Nike cheerleaders today. All right. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you in another segment. Thank you. Bye.